Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway here in Talladega, Alabama. I'm Nick Massey, joined by Matthew Weeks and producer Jesse Rasimas up here in the booth for the AB Quality Auto Glass 175 here at Talladega. We're in for 66 laps, 175 miles to end the regular season here in the Juicy Spider Truck Series. A lot of guys going to try to lock their way into the playoffs here with a last chance effort. A lot of guys going to try to stay above the cut line and for some chaos. As we look at the starting grid here, qualifying just wrapping up. These guys just starting to grid. JP Phillips on the pole, followed by Jess Story, Ray Bracey up there, John Cutlip, winner earlier this week in the Cup Series, Daytona starting P4, or Talladega, sorry, starting P4. And David Westergreen, top 5 starting position.
Then we got Cody McCorkle, Seth Rawls, Jaden Rasimas, Caleb Puchcomer. I always mess up his name all the time. Neil Rutt, 10th. Josh Adams rolling off 11th. He'll be one to look out here. And Sam Boutwell rolling off 12th. Then Daniel Gore, Andrew Hardcastle, Tyler Fody, 13th, 14th, 15th. Then we got Jeff Ryan, 16th. Austin Anabnett, 17th. Robert Hill, 18th. Connor Thompson, 19th. Michael Hosick, 20th. Mitchell Javier, 21st. Johnny Thomas, 22nd. William White, who's actually racing night, surprisingly, rolling off 23rd. And Jeff Green, 24th.
Tommy Ryan, 25th. Leighton Nergard, 26th. Chris Wright back there starting P27. Joe Francis, 28th. Gerald Campbell, 29th. Kyle Henshaw starting P30th, way back there. Justin Wadsworth, P31. Gavin Higgins, 32nd. Frank Fody, 33rd. Kendall Noah Player, 34th. Rob Mooney, 35th. And Jay Canner, 36th.
Then Frank Fody, 33rd. Oh, wait, we already did that. 36. That's right. It didn't scroll up all the way. Ryan Campbell, 37th. Tyler Dixon, 38th. Dylan Javier, 39th. Dusty Dewar, 40th. Shay Mitchell, 41st. Jacob Johnson, someone I haven't really seen, rolling off 42nd. Harrison Talon, 43rd. And Dave Huckleberry rolling off at the tail end of the field.
And we got pace car pulling off. Jesse was able to put some nice color coding together. Team effort with Dave Huckleberry there. You see the playoffs on the left with the legend up there in the top right on who's locked in, who's still alive, barely breathing, and then the rest are in blue. But as Jess Story and Phillips lead them down to the green here, and we are underway here at Talladega.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard in these trucks. It's going to be these pretty much the two dominant lines, just side by side. Maybe some guys who might get that third lane rolling. I haven't raced a lot of trucks here, so I really don't know how good that third lane really works. As we see, a couple of guys pulling off. I think that's Robert Hill doing his normal thing, going to the tail end of the field, just riding it out.
And I'm being told the fuel window here is about 30 laps under green. So just short of halfway. These guys might have to save a little bit if it goes green, if they want to make it one stop.
Oh yeah, that's close, 66 laps. I didn't even look at that. Yeah, it'll be tough to save that much if you can only get like 30 laps. So I think the most you can probably save is 3 laps, maybe, just riding in the draft, not using full throttle. And surprisingly, Jess Story actually having a good qualifying tonight. Usually he's starting way back in the back and gets caught in a lot of wrecks being back there. Oh, Ray Bracey, just a little slip up right there. They're just stalled next to each other. It's just a standstill pretty much. This is one thing I don't like about the trucks. You're just sitting there side by side the entire time, and you really can't do much.
Yeah, definitely hard to make your way forward, and we'll see if that third lane ever becomes a kind of a factor there. You see guys starting to pull out there back around P12.
Bodie, who's that? Nabnet right behind him. I noticed Jeff Green was the only truck up there for a little bit, and then everyone started moving up. But Gerald, Joe Francis, looks like Chris is deciding if he wants to jump up there or not.
And these super speedways being a cutoff race are always interesting because you got the guys that are locked in, willing to take it up 3 wide, like Tyler Fody, or some of the guys that aren't in the playoffs are not eligible. But they're able to make these risky moves, and then these other guys are trying to survive, and it puts them in a pretty peculiar situation sometimes.
Yeah, you got like you say, you got the guys who's already won a race earlier in the season that are locked. Past champions who are not racing for points that are locked, so they're just here to win a race, try to get maybe some bonus points if they already are playoff guys. Then you got the guys that are just here to survive and point themselves in. And since they're so close on the bubble, then you got other guys who are in a must-win spot who are going to do everything they can to win this race.
And you see Abbott and Fody are just talking. Made that high line work. They're up to the lead. Fody drops to the bottom, and Abbott stays in the middle with Cutlip pushing him.
I think once he gets clear, yep, he's going to drop down. Good teamwork right there to really get up to the front by those guys. Now see if Chris Wright and Tommy Ryan can do it too. I know Fody and Austin had a really good run before they started that third lane. It just looks like you probably want to build a run before you really jump up out to that third lane.
Yeah, the thing that makes it tough too is with these trucks and Xfinity cars when kind of no lane's able to make any progress. These second place trucks all overheat and aren't able to push, and it kind of gets all gridlocked up there, and no lines are really able to advance.
Yep. You're just stuck there, and you just whatever truck pretty much cools off the fastest. That second truck is the best lane to go with. And knowing Fody, he's managed the temps really well down there. Oh, good move just to jump up there. Now he's going to take over the lead with a good push by John.
And these guys, 5 laps in, 6 laps in, are pushing pretty hard. We're 3 rows deep. Or we're 3 by 3, probably 10 rows deep. You see those guys hanging out the back. Some guys playing it safe for now, not liking what they're seeing.
Yeah, once you see the 3 wide up there, you get a little worried. And I did it Wednesday night in the Cup Series. I said everyone was 3 wide, even Monday. I'm just back there just riding and just relaxing, just waiting on the wreck.
Yeah, especially for these guys that are in must-win scenarios back there. Looking at guys like Javier, Harry probably, that you don't want to get up there and race, like this right off the bat, because you got to be there at the end when it matters. You got to get the win. You can't win it racing up there on lap 7.
Exactly, and I know a lot of these guys are going to be going hard for the stage points at lap 25 too, so. Jaden slid up to the middle there to block that run off Harry. Just, 3 wide back there, got a little close in the middle. I always hate it. You just get stuck in the middle, especially in your midfield, and you're just stuck there. Like the Javier is really pushing Jade on that outside. They're rolling that outside pretty well.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody in the second lane maybe hopped up in front of Rasimas, as Rasimas gets a big push right now, going into 3. And we're going to have a lapper here on the front stretch. Looks like this might get pretty interesting. It's going to be the 84, Rob Mooney. And that's a scary sight to see in your mirror. Oh, we're going to go 5 wide.
Oh! Oh, oh.
Oh my! I don't know
Oh,
how they were banging doors right there. Somehow I'll
I
cut
didn't.
this straight.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't crash. That was insane. I didn't know they was already 4 wide. That was. He's really, mm, really pinched him down. I thought they were about to wreck right there.
Yeah, these guys not giving a lot of room up here.
That really healed the 3 wide race right there, passing that lap car. Everyone's back to 2 wide.
See Cutlip and McCorkle check. Oh, McCorkle almost came up.
Oh, that was close.
McCorkle almost came up into a Abbott right there. Mr. Rasimas is going to try to push. Oh, Cutlip playing both lanes here.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the clean air. He's seen that big run coming up there, so he tried to block it, but he really killed all the momentum on the outside.
You see the one car, Rasimas, is going to get shuffled to the top 3 wide here.
At least he has a good pusher. I've noticed that with Josh Adams. He's a very good pusher when we get to these places like this. And especially with Chris Wright behind him, they'll get this. I think they'll get this line rolling pretty good here once they get the momentum going back. As Tommy Ryan jumps up, now it's gonna slow a little bit momentum there just until they get it back up on a hard push here. Now, if I don't know if the trucks are like the Cup car where you can really lock bumpers and really push really hard. I know the Xfinity cars are kind of sketchy now trying to do that, but it doesn't seem to really work all that well in the trucks either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I haven't driven the trucks in a long time on the super speedways.
from what I gathered from watching some of practices, these guys could kind of lock bumpers, kind of similar to what you can in the Xfinity car for about a lap and a half before they start getting really hot.
Oh, Caleb Pecumer really pinching right there.
Like, I think that's twice we've seen him do that. That's a recipe for a wreck. That's how you wreck a lot of trucks.
Yeah, him and the 60 were banging doors coming across the line, and then looks like he went down into the 2 of McCorkle there.
What it
Oh,
looks
man,
like, it looks like they're trying to side draft, and it's just a side draft is not that strong in this car. I don't think to be doing that.
Yeah, they've definitely gotten away with a couple of them so far. The 4 wide incident with the lapper. A lot of guys banging doors right here. They've been pretty fortunate not to wreck up here close to the lead.
Yeah, that been a couple of times where it should have been a wreck. Oh, they're about to go 4 again. Oh.
Oh, they got away with another one. It looked like Caleb was trying to hop up in front of an Abnett, but I don't know if an Abnett was trying to go to the outside or Caleb just didn't commit to the line.
It looked like he didn't commit to it. He just kind of stopped halfway moving up and just stayed there. Third line is really falling back now with only 2 trucks. And it's weird, you got to find people because people hold pushes differently too. So these guys are sitting here racing with all these guys, trying to figure out who can hold their push better than the other guy, or who can get pushed better than someone else. Two trucks are really rolling that outside. They're about to be even with John going down the back, possibly. Oh yeah, that's a good push by the 60 truck right there. The bad thing is, it's just the 2 trucks, you know, you're going to be getting hot a little bit faster than the other ones. Ooh. Good move right there.
Yeah, Jaden hopped up in between the 60 and Chris Wright right there, able to just jump right up. think the 60 might be getting a little hot. It looks like he's peeking to the right, trying to get some air on in the grill.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting hot there because he really pushed the 59 truck pretty hard to get him even with John down the back. Confused on by that move that John did there. I don't think that was a wise decision to go up and block the second lane, or third lane to be honest. Three by three. Getting closer to the stage. Coming to 9 to go to the stage. No caution. Would just be handing out stage points. That's if they don't wreck, you know, coming to the stage.
And look at Frank Fody right here. Bringing him up. He's up there running second in the middle line. He started back in the 33rd position, so 16 laps in, he's up here racing for the top 5.
Making moves, and I think it's hard to do in these trucks since you're really just line locked a lot of times. And oh, another really close racing right there. So much room here. There looks like they're not giving a lot of room to anybody. Everyone's just riding really, really close to each other. But I'm noticing looking through the field, I see a lot of guys just riding single file, just sitting there, just riding it out, probably trying to save fuel, maybe hoping, maybe thinking these guys up front are going to crash coming to the stage.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if they're seeing the numbers go the other way and the fuel number is going to be pretty close and they can do it on one stop, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the fuel number was between 30 and 35 or 25 to 30, because I really didn't look before the race started. So I really don't know for sure. If it's the 30 to 35, you can probably stretch it, to maybe the 35 mark so you can be safe to really make it. So we'll find out if these guys keep it green here.
That's something else we're gonna have to keep an eye on, because a lot of these guys might be kind of sandbagging in the back trying to save fuel, but once they hit their number that they're looking for, they might try to get some stage points here as we come down to the close of the stage.
Yeah, but the bad thing is if these guys stay 3 by 3 like this, they won't get any stage points. That's the bad thing about falling back there, because especially early on in the race, come to the stage, because these guys more than likely are going to all be 3 wide, and then you're really not going to. You'll gain some spots with everyone single file, but once you get close to the top 15, you ain't going to get any further, I think. John jumps to the outside, going to get a big push by Nabnet right here.
See McCorkle gel pump in the middle in front of Pecumer, trying to get a push.
Looks like Chris Wright's kind of backing up a little bit to the guy behind him. Maybe build back a run, or maybe he's just going to bail out of this because from experience, he probably knows what's about to happen getting closer to this stage. Which is hard to do because they'll know a lot of these guys up here, they're close on points and they want those stage points just in case they can't, just in case they don't win. They're trying to maximize the points they can get tonight.
Yeah, and Chris, one of the guys in green, already locked in, so no reason to get up there and get junked coming to the end of the stage.
Exactly, and as I'm watching him, it looks like he's going further and further back. He's just letting these guys go. Give a nice little breather. He knows I know it kind of looked like they picked up their racing hard now, but it's going to be a little bit harder I was saying about 2 more laps when they really notice how close the stage is. So, oh, that was close. I think Josh is looking for a little, put his nose right there, and I don't think there was room.
And Josh is he is the cut line right now. He is sitting 16 above. I don't know who's the first one 16 out, but he's trying to get up and get some stage points. But if he gets caught up in a wreck here coming to the stage and doesn't get any points, that could be a big swing.
Yeah, big time. As we look at the points right here,
And he is kind of right in the hornet's nest right there, sitting up on the top row. That's kind of not where you want to be if you want to miss a wreck. Kind of want to be at the bottom because you got a opportunity to bail out below the apron if you have to, or there's really nowhere to go if they start wrecking and you're up there by the wall.
And what I noticed looking at those points, there's a couple of guys on that bubble line that are up here in this top 10, top 5, 3 wide coming to these stage points.
Oh, we're going to have another lapper here. As you see on your screen, it's like Kendall. They're going to catch him going into 3. This is not a good spot to catch him.
Nope. He goes to the apron. It's always scary going into 3 and you're already 3 wide coming up on the lapper. I know there's room for 4 wide, but it gets sketchy, especially since the spotter the iRacing spotter will not call out 4 wide. The most it does is 3 wide, so you don't even know half the time if you do go 4 wide, or most of the time, unless someone calls it out over the mic chat to let you know. John's kind of falling back on that 3rd lane. He kind of got moved up and kind of got shuffled there. Now he's really pushing that 3 truck pretty good. It's so hard. That 3rd lane is so hard to really get rolling in these trucks.
As we're coming to 2 to go here to end the stage. But yeah, that top lane kind of keeping it even. Everybody kind of keeping it pretty even right now. Cutlip working hard to keep. Who's that? Ryan even? No, it's not Ryan. Yeah, it is Ryan. Okay.
One of the Ryans, I know. I think they're brothers and they both race here. So
I know you got the Rasimas brothers over here. Get them all confused all the time.
well, I don't think they're brothers. They're father and son.
Oh, my bad. You're right. The Fodies, the Rasimas, the Ryans. It's getting tough out here.
Oh yeah, a lot of family members have joined us over the last couple of years. Because we're coming up to another lap truck coming to the white flag in the stage as he moves down to the apron.
Field goes by all 3 wide. Sam Boutwell gonna lead him to the white here for the stage.
The middle lane is a lot closer, but Fody's built a big run. There's gonna a big push to Boutwell down on the bottom, but as Veer comes back with Pucamber comes back with a big push. Oh, woo.
Corkle trying to come back in the middle line with Pucumber. Not quite going to do it. It's going to be Boutwell to take the stage. Stage points for a couple guys that really need them. Jess Story right there. Harry getting P10, I think. But Jess Story, 16 out. Those stage points pretty big, especially because Josh Adams, sitting on the cut line, did not get any.
Yeah, that's going to kind of hurt a little bit, but I think as long as he gets a good finish, he'll be all right.
And now we'll see how these guys look on fuel, because as I mentioned, we were looking about little over 30 laps on fuel, so we'll see who's able to make it maybe to halfway, who saved enough, who hasn't been saving. Guys that have been leading, like John Cutlip, probably got to expect him down soon.
Yeah, a couple of these guys have been going pretty hard these first 26 laps, 27 laps. They're not going to be able to make it if it is going to be, you know, a fuel race to that 30. You probably want to hit 35 just to be safe. 34, you'd be good. So those guys up front,
John Cutlip pushing Ryan to the lead. Can't quite get him clear. Oh, and we got Ryan gets spinned by Percumer. Ryan up and over. We got quite the big one here. Actually, not as bad as I thought. Looks like maybe like 6 trucks or so involved. And Ryan almost went up on her. I thought he was flipping, but the truck kind of settled back on all 4. See, Cutlip pushed him clear for the lead, and then McCorkle dropped from the middle to the bottom. It looks like Ryan dropped to the middle, but Caleb kind of got into his left rear there and spun him around. Take a look at Kyle Hanshaw locking him down. Leighton Norgard. Just trying to get all the way down there to the wall, get all the real estate you can, but it came down into him. Well, that's going to eliminate green flag pit stops from scenario here. And now these guys are just going to have to pit, fix damage, take fuel, and see if they can make it to the end. But I don't think they will be able to. I think they're going to be a couple laps short. As Robert Hill is going to stay out. Maybe come down a second time. Get that lap led.
yeah, I don't think staying out and leading the lap would matter to Robert since he's not really racing for points. I wouldn't stay out here anyway because if it does go green, you're going to have to put a lot more fuel in the truck than everyone else.
But we will take a quick break and give some of our sponsors a chance to get their names in.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge of your seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to WWTRaceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back. As you see Robert Hill coming down to take tires and fuel. Did not stay out. And that will cycle the lead back over to McCorkle and Boutwell. As these guys double up as one to go. But just to give our sponsors a quick shout out, I'm going to give a shout out to Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position. Leading your brand toward victory. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate excess with Blue Egg. Fueling small businesses to win big. And then the race sponsor for tonight, Quality Auto Glass. Locally owned and operated, AB Quality Auto Glass provides a mobile auto glass repair and auto glass replacement service in Keithville, Gloucester, Flournoy, Bossier, Shreveport, Louisiana, and the surrounding areas. And check them out at abqualityautoglass.com. As these guys coming back, see a lot of guys came down and top off. They're all going to be single file back there. We're only going to have about 10 rows of double file, and everybody else decided to come back down and take a little bit of extra fuel, see if they can make it to the end.
Make it to the end, or try to have at least the amount of fuel you got to put in if you do have to do a splash late in the race.
So that'll put some guys up here that we haven't really seen up here yet. And Josh Adams we've seen a little bit back there in P7, but Jeff Green, P8, Gerald Campbell, P9, and then Dixon rounding out the top 10. I think we haven't really talked about them at all tonight so far. But this is going to be another one of those gambles weeks where you kind of got to, you got to decide if you're going to go for it, if you think there's going to be a yellow, or if you want to ride around, save some fuel. It could end up biting in the end if there's a crash and yellow comes out. But we'll see who decides to do what here. Green is back out. And a long line of single file trucks back there. They're going to have to get caught up in the draft, get all organized. Probably some damaged trucks back there as well.
Now I think a lot of guys are going to try to just relax and chill and knock some laps out, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see how they get all organized here, because this could be one of those opportunities like we saw in the race on Wednesday, where kind of the cup race got really spread out in a couple packs. So with as many guys coming in the top off right here, this could be an opportunity for the race to kind of separate out.
Yeah. A big gap here. I notice a lot of guys are just really backing off to the back of the pack. I'm just wondering how far you can really go on fuel. That's going to be the main question here if it does go green to the end.
Yeah, we had the caution there on lap 29, and we're looking at 35 from the drop of the green here, so.
I think the guys that are going to race up front hard, are going to burn through this fuel, are going to have to pit. And the other guys that are sitting way back there are probably going to try to save to make it to the end. We'll see how, I say about 15 laps into this run, we'll notice who's really racing and who's saving to know if they can make it or not.
You see Josh Adams here, you're right on board with him, trying to push Rasimas up there to the lead around Fody and Boutwell. And right behind Josh right here is Jeff Green, working his way up through the field.
Another sleeper on these type of tracks. Jeff Green's pretty good here. I think he's actually won a Cup race and Xfinity race at these types of tracks. He's a really good pusher. So it wouldn't surprise me if he sneaks up here and snags one tonight.
Yeah, and him and Josh were the bottom two in the standings coming into tonight. Jeff Green was 17 up, above the cut, and Josh Adams was 16 ahead. So both of them kind of in the same boat as far as points go.
Yeah, so they're just hoping for a really good finish and no new winners that are outside of the playoff, outside behind the bubble, like 20th in points and stuff like that. They don't want none of those guys to win a race. So it seems to really calm down. It looks like the very back, I see some 3 wide going, but it's just people giving up spots and really calm down now. People are just trying to knock these laps out. And I'm surprised that wreck wasn't bigger than what it was, especially starting up front. That was crazy. Only like 5 or 6 cars really got some damage, and not a lot of damage. Oh, Wadsworth actually. I think Wadsworth took a lot of damage in that.
Yeah, you look at the 3 truck, the one that got spun around and went almost airborne up there right on the top line. So like you said, not really a lot of damage to these guys.
Yeah, a lot of moves being made mid-pack. Now I'm guessing a lot of these guys thinking they can't make any on fuel, so they're going to just go hard and keep track position. Jeff Green takes the lead. Going to go all the way down. Good push by Chris Wright to get him up there. We got Jeff Green and Chris Wright leading, and I can't tell who's pushing the napkin, but that's a little squirry there, but we're about to have 3 wide for the lead here soon. I think coming out of 4 with a big push out of JP Phillips. A little crazier than I expected. I thought these guys would chill out. Oh, they're touching doors. That was close. 'Cause sometimes these trucks, a little door touch and people can get stuck together, and then you're just there for the ride. That outside just really lost all momentum after that.
Yeah, Nabnett kind of up there on his lonesome for now. Kind of got shuffled out.
I just see Adams and Jay jump up to the 3rd lane now. The good run, Jay wasn't really locked on to Adams when they made that move, so it wasn't as fast. So it's just stalled out again. Let's see if he can get a really good push down the back. Big push right there. It looked like he
Big
wasn't
push
going to
on
get
top
on his
line.
bumper, and then Austin hit him and said, "No, you're pushing him."
Let's see if Jay not quite able to get clear enough to drop.
Oh! So Chris with a big push from Rasimas right there in the middle lane. No, a couple of guys that started way kind of in the back of the pack kind of moved their way up there to now lead the race. Oh, Jeff a little bit on the apron. That's one thing I've noticed about these trucks too, is when you're the pusher, you can't see nothing in these trucks. It's so hard to see. It's like in the Xfinity car, you can kind of see a tad bit, and the Cup car just a little bit, but when you're behind someone in the trucks, especially with that big spoiler back there, you really can't see nothing when you're really locked onto them and pushing. JP has a good push there. They're a little wiggly. Gotta get them square. Oh. There's that 3 truck is coming back to the front and pushing JP. Oh, he's a lap down. No, did not know that. Oh, a couple trucks hitting the wall down the back. Look very wobbly when you're pushing with these trucks. It's just like they're all over the place.
And that bottom line kind of really stalled out there. Chris Wright was leading and went all the way back to like 7th just on the backstretch. Kind of surging back right now. Fody goes for the middle.
Looks like that 3rd lane is starting to stall out here as Tommy Ryan jumps up in front of JP. I think the 3 truck got really hot and it just once the truck gets hot, that pusher like we talked about earlier, it just stalls the lane. Really can't do nothing. Coming up on another lap car here.
It's like the damaged truck of Caleb Pacumer going a lap down.
Yep. Oh, it's gonna be tight. See, it looks like we got Adams and Chris Wright on the bottom, Jeff Green and Fody on the middle, Jaden Rasimas and Tommy Ryan rolling the outside here. And some guy looks like we haven't talked much about this season, Shea Mitchell's up here in the top 10. He really haven't had a lot of good runs, been caught up in a lot of stuff. So a good point stay would be nice for him. Oh, Jeff Green a little too high on entry there. Whew. Ooh. That was close. Guys are really getting racy, but we are in that thing. 25 to go. This is where you really want to kind of start moving up and trying to position yourself for the win, especially it's so hard to get through this 3-wide pack. You don't want to wait too long. I mean, I know you thinking they're going to wreck, but if you wait too long and then you're just stuck back there and you won't be able to get a decent finish, just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, especially with pit stops coming up, you don't want to be too far back when guys start pitting because you're going to get kind of shuffled out of the pack.
Oh, Adams went up the blockers right there. Oh, they're wrecking.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh.
We're gonna have to go back and take a look at who's. I think it's better to look at who's not involved at this point.
Yeah.
See the 47 almost go over there. Kind of similar to the 3. See Harry, Jeff Green, Jay Canner. Oh, somebody got hit. McCorkle gets hit hard right there. Tyler Fody done. Look at Seth Rawls. He was riding back here trying to avoid the wreck back here, 37th. Just sees the track blocked, decides to just stop. Dylan Javier, oh, in it twice. on board with McCorkle here. See Chris come back down. Oh, and he just gets tagged.
And while all these guys are under pit stops, I think it will be a good time to take an ad break. So we will catch you back here in a few moments.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to Worldwide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers, and we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here, taking a one to go. The AB Quality Auto Class 175 at Talladega. Here in the JUICYSPYDER Truck Series for Elite Racing.
Well, now we know everyone can make it on fuel.
Yeah, that is one thing we
So-
do know.
The question is here is like, are these guys gonna wait? Some of these guys gonna wait a little bit, you know, to maybe thinking there's gonna be another big wreck, or are we just gonna go full send and hope? Because you know it is a time where you do need that track position if you do want to win this race.
And we'll see how bad the damage is for some of these trucks that were involved in that wreck. You know, a lot of guys got a piece of it, but you know, as we saw in that first wreck, I thought the 3 truck would particularly be pretty hurt, but he was able to kind of keep on trucking and keep racing up here.
Yep. Which surprised me, but I think a lot of that wreck, a lot of trucks took a way bigger hit than that first wreck. And it took out some players. There's a lot of guys that were up front the entire time that took a lot of damage right there in that wreck.
That's Chris Wright and Josh Adams. It's going to lead them down here. Take the restart. We're coming to 20 to go here. As you mentioned, these guys should have plenty of fuel to go to the end. We'll see who's going to make their way into the playoffs here in the JUICYSPYDER Truck Series.
Oh, I gotta go look at something real quick, so I'll be right back.
Oh, we're wrecking again. Somebody hard in the wall, head on. Like the 52, Dave Huckleberry. T24, kind of peak middle. It's like maybe the 52 kind of slowly came on down, but tough to say. He gets a piece of the inside wall. Somebody went hard head on the outside wall. Might have been the 58. Oh yeah, 58. Nose first in the outside wall. Jay in the 9 truck does a good job of getting slowed down there and missing that. See if he can go on board. Hard on the brakes. Doesn't get a piece of it. Maybe a little piece of the wall, but doesn't get anything. 58 right there. So good job by Jay checking up hard on the brakes and not getting any more damage. So this quick yellow would gonna allow some of these guys maybe involved in that last wreck to come back down, fix some more damage. Maybe get themselves back in contention to win this race or have a shot. Okay, Leighton Norgard coming down. Cutlip coming down. And it sounds like Weeks is pretty busy right now. Race control, black flags, reviewing the caution. A lot of requests coming in for race control. Good looking Juicy Spider truck. Josh Adams leading the Juicy Spider Truck Series. So I'm sure Juicy Spider happy to see their guy up here leading the race, getting some TV time.
That was crazy right there. Guess they were having issues with JP was real damage or something when everyone was trying to catch up. So I was sitting here, I had to make sure no one had any black flags or anything.
Well, unfortunately for you, I think it's going to get a little busier for you here than not. These guys know they're all good on fuel.
Oh yeah.
Throw some Hail Marys and make their way in the playoffs. I think you could be getting pretty busy here towards the end of this thing.
Yeah, but hey, we're here for the action. As we're looking at rookie points of the season, it looks like Daniel Gore really has a big gap on Patrick Hawhey. I don't think Hawhey's here tonight, so he's gonna gain more. And Dave being in that wreck, won't gain as much. There's a couple of names I've seen on that list that really haven't raced as much this season after starting the season. And with Austin and Chad Ashley and Josh Osborne on things here. Now there's a couple guys and Jacob Johnson. This I think was his first race tonight, second race.
as we come down here in the backstretch to restart the race. As a reminder, you take a look at the scoring pylon. The red are guys that are gonna meet. They're in a must-win scenario. Guys like Kyle Henshaw, Nabit, Fody. Guys in the yellow are currently above the cut line, currently in, and guys that are in the papaya kind of color, I believe, are guys that are just below the cut line. So it's possible for them to point their way in, but it might be a little tough. But guys like Josh Adams leading the race. As I mentioned, he came in 16 above the cut line. By no means is he safe at all, even leading the race. You know, he could get caught up in a wreck, as we just saw, and could end his playoff chances. So he's looking to stay up here, keep it clean, try to put guys in positions that are racing around him, like Jeff Green, or guys that are just below the cut line, like Jaden Rasimas, kind of forced to put the pressure on them to get up there and try to win the thing, get some points.
And that big jump he got is not good. That was, I don't know if everyone was sleeping or what, because Josh waited literally until the green to go.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, and there is a restart zone, so I feel like it's tough to get that big of a jump.
Now he's blocking the lanes there. Good block. Frank's almost hooked Chris on accident there, and yeah, Adams is gonna stay up here. He's gonna block the lanes, trying to control this race.
I know Chris Wright and Josh Adams are good buddies. I wonder if that was planned, but I feel like Chris didn't get going at all right there. I feel like that was almost not intentional. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of guys were sleeping, because usually if you're gonna jump early, you have someone jump with you, and it looked like Adams really waited till the green to go right there, and everyone else just stayed there. These are when the pushes are going to be harder. Everyone's going to be trying to make moves. Oh! Big hit right there on the Chris Wright. That was close.
Yeah, getting shoved through the corner right there by Ryan. See Frank Fody up there leading that outside line. He's in a must-win scenario. He's trying to get up here.
And don't sleep on him. He done it last season in the Xfinity car in a must-win and went out there and won a Dega race.
But the guy he's racing, unfortunately, the guy that would get knocked out if Frank were to win this thing, is right in front of him now. So this could get pretty interesting.
Well, I'm sure Josh don't want that. You know, big push right there. Just find these pushers. I wouldn't try to overheat too much. You still got some laps, and you don't want to get the engine too hot. Because what I've learned is, like, if you play with the temps and you bounce it in the red too much and cool it off, and you keep doing that, eventually it's just going to blow up.
Man, you're right. These pushes getting hard. You see that? Whoever that was, the second truck down the outside line was kind of getting squirrely on the backstretch, getting shoved, pushing Frody. Is Ryan trying to squeeze up? Oh,
That was close. See Gerald up here. He started back there. Now he's made his way up here too. Dusty. A couple of these guys that kind of know how to get around these play tracks. I actually think Dusty was like won the last season's truck race here at Dega, if I'm not mistaken.
And we haven't talked about him at all tonight. I don't even know where he started, but he's up here in the top 10 when it matters.
Another big push by Frank Fody to get someone clear and move down to the bottom. Now watch, we're going to watch Josh Adams. He's going to push Ryan really hard right here. And I think as soon as he gets clear up, if he can, he's going to jump up there. Oh, never mind. Ryan said, I'm just going to block it.
Oh, and now you just leave two trucks on the bottom, Chris Wright and Josh Adams. But Chris able to push him, get it rolling, and nobody's going with them. They're all hanging up there on the top.
Yeah, it looked like that middle lane really didn't get their bumpers locked on pretty good at the first, and now now you see the difference of the 3 trucks really close to the 2 trucks. And Tyler Dixon out of nowhere rocking the Keeneland car. I gotta respect that, you know, since I'm a Kentucky guy. See that 3rd lane coming. William White was caught in that last wreck. He was sliding through the grass and hit John, I think, and he's up here, back up here.
I'm kind of surprised about how much or how little, I guess, the damages seem to matter. I mean, last time I drove the trucks, I felt like if you got a little dent in it, it would kill the straightaway speed. But you guys able to get it fixed up pretty well and able to be pretty competitive. As if you Dusty go up the hill.
That quick movement, he was that wiggle. A lot of people were wrecked like that. That was close, but yeah. I totally forgot because that move happened. I lost train my train of thought. Oh, another side draft right there. I don't think the side draft works that well in this truck. I don't know why. But yeah, right back to the damage. I remember when I used to race this truck a lot a couple years ago, like just 12 seconds of damage and it just killed the truck. You couldn't do anything after that. Even fixing it, it still hurt.
Yeah, you couldn't even hang with the draft if you get a little dent in the nose.
Oh, these guys are really getting sketch.
I tend to go.
Big pushes.
See, Josh Adams is clear. He's going to jump up to the middle.
Guys are really going at it. Now you've seen a lot of these guys that were rode around in the back most of the race are kind of stuck in the middle of this, or they have actually, some of I've noticed have found their way up there and racing up front with these guys.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're back there in 20th or so, I think it's going to be real tough to work your way up here with it kind of being 3x3 all grid locked. But if you're up here in the top 10, I think you got a shot.
Oh yeah, as Adams moves down in front of Ryan. Joe's gonna have some clean air on that nose to cool that truck down. I'm sure he was getting hot sitting there pushing. I think the outside has gotten hot, the 3rd lane, because it's really starting to fall off now.
Yeah, I think they need somebody else to hop up in front of Dusty because I think, like you said, the 60 is probably just getting a little too hot to keep pushing them.
Oh, I thought Frank Fody left Gerald out, but he didn't.
Oh, and they're going to hang Josh Adams out to dry in the middle. The one truck's able to pick him up, but Josh gets shuffled back 2 or 3 trucks deeper into the line. See Kyle Hanshaw work his way to P2.
Oh man, they're all over the place with these pushes. Everyone's just pushing everybody. You're right, Henshaw is like someone we didn't even talk at all about the entire race. Is up here now at the end of this thing. And he's like Johnny Thomas, I think, at these places too. You know, those 2 guys are just very quiet but sneaky good at plate racing.
I believe he won. Didn't he win a plate race earlier this season in was it Grand National Series or was it the trucks? I thought he won one somewhere. I could be wrong.
I don't think it was this season. I think it was last season he won
was
one
it?
of them. Yeah. So, as Adams has got his way back up there in the first 2 rows again, that's pretty much, I think that's where you want to be. You want to be one of the first 2 trucks in each of these rows if you want to have a shot to win this race. Some big pushes, he clear. Oh, close.
Yeah, I'd expect him if that middle line starts running, he's going to have to jump up. He's probably getting hot. Oh, he turns Gerald. And no yellow as Gerald spins off the track. I think Josh is trying to get air. Gerald is trying to stay in front of him, and they just kind of hooked bumpers.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like I thought Josh was trying to move up to the outside and, you know, get the push and take the lead from there, and it looked like Gerald was trying to cover that by blocking it. And then
Josh, yeah,
and
kind
Adams
of
is
threw
getting
truck
pushed
deep.
by Ryan there too, so it's kind of. Oh, there they go. Someone's flipping, I think. Down the backstretch. That was a.
It was Harry, Gavin Higgins, Jay Canner. Not sure exactly how that started. But it looked like a relatively minor crash compared to what we saw earlier.
Oh, it looked like it started in the third lane. Frank Fody
Oh,
hits
yeah.
the wall, and then boom. Yep.
Looks like Frank hit the wall. 79 might have checked up and then got bumped. Maybe. Tough to say, but
Yeah.
as we get caught up to the pace car and re-racked here, we're going to take one final break, and we'll be right back from Talladega.
They walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
And we are back here from Talladega. So we're getting re-racked. I think this will be a regular attempt at a finish. I don't think this will be a green white checker just yet.
Let's not use them all either. Let's just end it with this one. You know, we don't want to see any more wrecked trucks.
But as these guys getting kind of reset here, the big name I think to pay attention to in the top 5 is probably Kyle Henshaw. I think he's in that must win. Really could shake things up if he gets up here and wins the race. Jesse Rasimas is 17 out. See him second place in orange there. So we'll see how that shakes out with some guys getting involved in crashes and having bad days, but that's going to be something to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. I think a lot of those guys that were close in the points kind of got caught in a wreck right there in the last 2 wrecks. So I wish we can have a thing, you know, with live tracking points. That'd be awesome to have, but I think it's hard to do on that racing thing. So Adams looks good. I think Adams and Chris Wright are going to work well right here to both of them have a really good finish because, like you brought it up, you know, they're good friends. So I can see them working really well right here. Then you got Henshaw, who I think is could sneak in there and snag this, and what that would do for him to win, that might, if he's top 25 in points, that would pretty much lock him in. You know, he's red, so he's in a must-win, and he's put himself in a spot to do that.
Yeah, and he's gonna have Johnny Thomas right there helping him too. So see if those two can maybe get hooked up. I know those guys are good buddies. I'm sure Johnny's trying to get Henshaw in. So see if they're able to make anything work.
And then there's a couple guys that are up here, you know, looking at these points that are kind of up here that can kind of. And I think Daniel Gore, I think he has to get in the top 25 in the points for his win to really count. And he's right. So he's right there. Like, what is that? 15 points, 14. 14 points, and he's right there. And but I think Austin and Abnett was up there for a little bit until he got caught in the wreck. So he's still kind of up there. He needs to really finish a lot of positions ahead. Austin and Abnett, if he wants to, for that win that I think he went over for him to lock into the playoffs there. And that's if he has enough starts. I don't know if he has enough starts or not in the regular season.
And we'll see how this all shakes out here. This will be a regular attempt, not a green white checker. So we still have some racing left if they start wrecking. But we'll see. In the restart zone. Chris really waited right there to go. Josh Adams giving him a shove.
Yeah, make sure Adams is really close there to get a good push. And what surprised me is Fody was like sideways like 3 wrecks ago in that massive wreck, and he's back up there and looks like that truck is not hurt. Insane.
Gee, hand shot
right
fucked up right on Josh Adams.
Big pushes right here.
Just about to say, we'll see who the first one to go way up top is. Looks like the 24, but bad timing. He's going to get shuffled here, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to use that third lane until they get going down the backstretch on the last lap. That's what I've learned in past experience racing this track. As Bracy jumps up with Fody, I say that they did it now, but they don't have the help. It's going to be hard.
And we do take the white flag, so no green white checker attempt. As Rasimas is trying to keep his playoff hopes alive, coming in 17 below the cut line, leading that outside line. Josh Adams trying to not let that happen on the inside line, pushing Chris right.
Going, this Chris Wright could sweep the plate tracks. You know, I think he won at Daytona to kick off the season, and he has a big gap. It's gonna come right here.
Clear. Hanshaw's clear. We'll see if Hanshaw's able to jump up, perhaps have a shot at this thing.
Oh, he should have moved up. Oh, he's gonna push Adams.
Oh, and big wreck behind him. Hanshaw pulls out. Not enough help.
Not enough. Oh, green. Oh. Adams with the walk-off win there. Henshaw and Green. That was a good ending.
Josh Adams and the Juicy Spider machine getting the regular season finale win at Talladega. Hanshaw coming close, 2/100th of a second, almost had it on a walk-off win to lock himself in, but just came up short. Jeff Green P3, Johnny Thomas finishing P4, Frank Fody, good finish for him, finishing top 5. But man, what an ending. We didn't have to use the green white checkers, fortunately. Able to get it done regular time.
Yeah, that was a good finish right there. Entertaining. I thought Henshaw should have made the move to the second lane probably a little bit sooner coming out of 4, and maybe could have got a push to pass those guys. But that was a good push right there, what he gave Adams to win that race.
Yeah, it looked like he was maybe hoping that Johnny would behind him would get clear, but Johnny just not able to get clear and able to move with him. So Henshaw had to do it all on his own.
That was good stuff and good points, especially for Adams. He was right on the bubble, but to come in and win the race, you know, he was pretty much in on your points so far, and then now you got bonus points to start the playoffs, and that's really what you want. The extra bonus points really go a long way.
While we have the finished results up here, we'll take a quick break and see if we get these points all situated out, and then we'll come back for our final interviews and see if we could determine who's actually going to be the final 14 in our playoffs. Be back in a few minutes.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year. Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to Worldwide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers, and we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Okay. And welcome back here as we try to get points all wrapped up. I think they're still being calculated. see who made it or not, but we're gonna see if we can pull up third place finisher Jeff Green. There he is. Jeff,
Hey,
Nick in the booth. You got a copy?
yes, sir.
Well, good run, man. P3 podium finish. It looks
Yep.
like you're in the playoffs. I think you came in 17 to the good and to the night. So I'm assuming P3 you'll be good. How you looking forward to the starting the chase here at Michigan next week?
Always looking forward to a challenge for sure. It's Truck Series has been pretty good to me this year. I hadn't had much luck in any other series, but never, my goal tonight was just to make sure I've seen the checker flag no matter where I start or where I finished, and um, didn't start as good as I wanted to. So it was an uphill battle. Got in a wreck and had to fix that damage. So was able to get in the right lane at the right time and come in third. I was pretty pleased with tonight.
And how you feel about your chances here going into the playoffs? Looks like we start at Michigan, then Bristol, then Homestead, and Iowa, and we end at Texas. So it looks like a pretty solid schedule here for you.
Yeah, I think so. I think those tracks agree with me. I agree. The truck seems to be better for me for some reason. I don't know if I just get it better or not, but seem like I do better in the trucks and have better luck. So anytime you go to a track, these restrictor plate tracks are you might as well just throw some dice at it. And when you go to a track where you have to let off a little bit and make the tires live, I feel like that'll help me. And I feel like I have an opportunity to run in the top 5 each and every race. And hope if we can do that, we'll have a chance to win a few of them, hopefully, and that'll give us some good points to go hopefully to the last round. So looking forward to it. It's like I said, it's been kind of a long season in the other series, but the truck series has been fun for us. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, always good to get some momentum building here going into the playoffs. And anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks before we let you go?
Just thank Turner Eye Clinic for what he's done for me over the years here to set me up in a rig to be able to have some success and be competitive with these guys. These guys are pretty darn good. So on a good night, I'm lucky to get in the top 10. So thank to Turner Eye Clinic for that. Thanks my wife for letting me have an opportunity to stay on and do this and just enjoy the competition and it's a great series. And thank y'all for broadcasting and doing the job y'all do.
Yes, sir. Well, all right. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good luck. And nice having you back up here in the booth. I feel like it's been a while. We talked to you
Yeah,
post race.
it has been a while. So I think it's my first time this season. So I'm gonna try to do that some more. Hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All righty, Jeff. We'll see you. Hopefully
Thanks.
see you around more often.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right. Second or third place finisher Jeff Green. We'll see if we can get second place finisher Kyle Henshaw up here in the booth. Kyle Henshaw, it's Nick in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Congrats on P2. Just came up a little bit short there at the end. We were talking about you, talking about maybe getting a walk-off win to lock yourself in the playoffs. Came up a little bit short, man. What'd you need there at the end?
Yeah, we almost had that one. That would have been sweet. Had Johnny helping me out tonight, uh, and on that last lap, I don't know. On the restart, it seemed like I don't know. Our lane just didn't get going quite as well, and they had it pretty linked up on the high side there, and that 66 truck was pushing. I think it was Jaden pretty good, so they got clear of us and the goal was for John and I to push Chris and Josh out there a little bit so we can get clear and jump up to the high side and have a nice clean finish coming to the line. But it just took a little while longer, and I don't know. I was talking with Josh when we were heading into 3 on the white flag coming to the line. I don't know what the heck happened. The line just kind of like drifted up into the center lane, and Josh was able to get under Chris there, which kind of broke us up. And I don't know. I told Johnny I probably should have not pushed Josh as much as I did, as far as I did going down the front stretch. But we were able to get to his outside, and I probably should have side drafted just a tick more to pull him back towards me. But all in all, it was a good finish, man. I was happy that we finished clean.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure if you were aware of it at the moment, but I think if you won, it was either going to be Josh or Jeff Green, I think, are going to be the ones that are going to get knocked out if you won. So you're kind of racing the guys that didn't want you to win. But but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, what was kind of your strategy coming into tonight? I mean, obviously, it's kind of a must-win situation, where you kind of going to ride around and play it safe for a little bit, or do you just kind of just want to get up there as quick as you could?
Yeah, I was talking with Johnny about it before the race. Try to just play it safe for the first half of the race, and then I usually like to try to go, especially in the truck series, with about 20 to 25 laps to go. But just be smart about it. But try to get up there as quickly as possible because it just seems like it takes just a tick longer with the trucks. But all in all, it was great race. He got kind of shuffled back there on second to last restart. I think he had a little penalty there going through the pit area, but he was able to maintain and get back through the field to help me out. And yeah, we almost had that one, man. It would have been cool to make the playoffs, but it is what it is. We've had a good season so far in the truck series, so I enjoy it, and it was a good time.
Well, alrighty, Kyle. Before we let you hop out of here, anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my lovely wife, Jess. She puts up with all this crap that I got going on in racing 3, 4 nights a week. So shout out to her. Shout out to my baby girl. She's sleeping right now. But big shout out to my teammate, Johnny, for all the help this season and continued support through all this stuff. And shout out to our sponsors, Harpoon Design, Brantley, for doing our paint schemes on a yearly basis. He does a really good job. Belly Up Sports, and you guys for doing the broadcast, and everybody in Elite. Really appreciate it.
Alrighty, Kyle. Congrats on a great run. Uh, we'll let you get out of here. We'll see you Wednesday, I think, for Cup.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I have a second place finish for Kyle Hanshaw. And now we're going to see if we can get winner Josh Adams up here. Josh Adams is Nick in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, congrats on the win, man. We saw you running up there most of the night. Kind of had your work your way up there. You kind of started a little bit farther back, I think. But man, kind of just take us through your night. I mean, what was kind of your strategy? Where you just you were the cut line coming into tonight. So were you trying to play it safe? Were you trying to go up there as fast as you could and just control the race?
Yeah, how about that? I wanted to get up there as fast as I could, and I found it almost next to impossible in stage one. You guys probably saw me everywhere from the bottom, middle to the top, and couldn't get anything to work. So I took fuel only on that first pit stop, got some track position, and was kind of just able to keep it the rest of the night, and didn't really make many bad moves or get put in too many precarious situations the rest of the way, which is almost never happens.
And at the end, we were talking about it a little bit. You were racing up there with guys like Kyle Hanshaw, Frank Fody, guys that if they won would potentially knock you out or Jeff Green out. Was that kind of in your mind at the time? Knowing you're racing those guys, trying to not let them win?
It was definitely in my mind. I was looking at this the relative there the last couple of restarts, and I will tell you that Kyle Hanshaw wasn't a name that I thought had an opportunity, but I went and realized right after the race that, man, I've just beat him by 200ths, and if he would have gotten a push, I would have probably gotten knocked out because I was 1 point behind Jeff, and we finished would it potentially could have finished one position apart. So definitely thank Kyle for the assist off of turn 4 after I made the move on Chris. So I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, big win for your sponsor, Juicy Spider, getting the win here in the Juicy Spider Truck Series. Anybody else you want to thank or give a shout out to before we let you hop out of here?
Yeah, just everybody in that entire group. Juicy Spider Studios. You got Nick, Mike, Donnie. They're making some pretty cool moves right now with other racing series, along with having a namesake here with V Speed and AOR. They just dropped a pretty sick season preview for another league. We won't talk too much about that, but you can check that out on Juicy Spider Network. It's pretty bad. Can't say the other word, but and then just Donnie, me and him working on the podcast together, the High Side Podcast. You can catch that at High Side Pod on X. We just did episode 7, just cutting up about some racing once a week or so. So that's going well. Then Chad for putting on the league and giving us a good place to race. Noah for my paint scheme. Everybody for making tonight pretty clean.
Actually, one more question for you. I just thought of before we let you hop out of here. Barely worked your way into the playoffs here. It looks like I've raced with you a while. It looks like this is a pretty good schedule for you in the playoffs. How do you think your chances are? So we start at Michigan next week or 2 weeks from now. Then we go to Bristol. Then it's Homestead. Then Iowa, and then the finale is at Texas, Old Texas.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about all of those tracks except for Homestead. So as long as I can stack some points and just hope to have a good run at Homestead. For some reason that's like my worst oval, but that sounds pretty good to me.
Well, alrighty, Josh. Congratulations on the win and making your way in the playoffs. We'll let you hop out of here, and we'll see you in, well, I guess Wednesday in the Cup Series.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was winner Josh Adams. And I'm checking to see, Jesse, did we get any final tally on the points yet? From
It looks like he has the finishing results in. However, he doesn't have any of the bonus points or anything calculated as of yet.
I'm guessing we haven't, since we haven't heard Jesse talk or say that in a little bit. I'm guessing he's still working with Chad to get those points as fast as he possibly can.
Yeah, so I didn't realize I was actually on mute in Discord, but not on the stream. So we have the race results uploaded into the database. However, the bonus points for 0x lap sled, things like that, still aren't fully calculated yet. So no, we don't have an official as of right this moment. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna have it before we cut the stream, unfortunately.
That's okay. If anybody is interested, I'm sure Chad will make those. He will post them on Twitter as soon as he gets them and all the bonus points added and everything. And that's where you can, I guess, really see who made the playoffs and who didn't.
So from what it looks like, from what I could tell, it looks like Jaden and Jess Story are both tied for 14th. However, Dustin has a win, which should put him in and knock both of them out, if I'm looking at this right.
That's right. Dusty Dewar does have a win. He won that short track, and if he stopped 25 in points, that would instantly move him into locked in.
Yeah, so the points are still going to be calculated, so we're going to have to just unfortunately keep check on our point standing database and see what the result here is, and like probably within the next hour.
Well, no, it was a good race tonight. Not a lot of wrecks, not a lot of cautions. I think there's only like 3 or 4. And the guy that was on the bubble that was sitting just a little bit above it won tonight. I mean, so what'd you think about tonight, Nick?
Yeah, I thought it was exciting. I mean, like you said, not a lot of wrecks, and then had a couple good playoff battles there at the end, kind of to determine the final playoff order, I guess you could say, for 2 weeks from now in Michigan. So yeah, all in all, pretty exciting. I think it's always pretty exciting when, especially when we're not the ones in it. If you're watching it, a points battle at a plate track, to decide the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, I always think the cutoff races at the plate tracks are fun to watch because there's so much going on.
Yeah, and you're always thinking about people the entire time when you should be focused on just racing. You're just worried about points. Oh, where's this guy at? Where's that other guy at? I got to finish so many spots ahead of that. So yeah, it does get interesting at these types of races at the regular season final, and that usually that third playoff race. That's the cutoff race of the first round. It gets very chaotic in these parts.
Yeah, I agree. But all in all, great regular season finale. I'm glad I could fill in up here with you guys and fill in for Robert, who's down there racing. Just want to give a shout out to all our sponsors again. AB Quality Auto Glass for sponsoring the race tonight. Bleg Marketing as always. All those guys. But yeah, we'll see you guys, I think, in 2 weeks here when we start to kick off the playoffs at Michigan.
Yep, in the Truck Series. Then we got Monday night, the playoffs kickoff for Xfinity at Nashville Super Speedway. And then I think Wednesday night to start the Cup playoffs, we are at the Charlotte Roval. So we got some more races coming up this week to start to kick off the top 2 series in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Should be an exciting couple months here to wrap up the A seasons and the Elite Racing Series, all the series going on. But thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow night. Tune in for the Xfinity Series.